How many crimes were committed in the 1992 movie Aladdin? Let's find out. So we see a merchant known as the Peddler arriving to the city of Agrabah, riding a dehydrated camel that nearly dies from fatigue, which is an animal cruelty charge. We are now introduced to a sorcerer named Jafar and his criminal accomplice Gazim. Gazim has the Golden Beetle, a magical object used to summon the Cave of Wonders, a place with many luxurious items. Gazim tells Jafar that he had to cut a few throats to attain the item, and even though the movie doesn't show him cutting anyone's throats, I'm gonna charge him with 3 counts of murder. Now that is based on a guess, as I assume this dude is telling the truth. I mean, he has no reason to lie. His objective was to find the other half of the Golden Beetle. I don't think he has any reason to mention that he killed a few people to get it, so I assume he's telling the truth. Gazim will also be charged with theft, as he likely stole the item. The sorcerer Jafar connects the beetles, which form a trail that transforms into the Cave of Wonders. Gazim heads to the cave to locate the coveted prized possession known as the magic lamp, but he is brutally eaten and killed by the cave's tiger, which is 1 count of first-degree murder. Gazim was killed because he is not worthy enough to enter the cave, and Jafar is told that he needs to find someone worthy enough to enter. The person worthy enough is Aladdin, who has just stolen a loaf of bread, which is 1 count of theft. He is chased down by a bunch of guards, but thankfully escapes and hides with his monkey pet named Abu. Now during this scene, we can add 1 count of reckless endangerment when Aladdin glides through clothes and nearly enters a woman's property. We can add 3 counts of vandalism for when he falls. We can add 1 count of aiding and abetting an assault against Abu when he subdues a guard named Razul. We can add 1 count of assault for when that lady tries to hit Aladdin with a broomstick. We can add 4 charges of animal cruelty when the guards throw the sheep away to try to get to Aladdin. We can also add 4 counts of theft against Abu the monkey and 1 count of aiding and abetting against Aladdin, helping him escape. We'll add 1 count of theft against the monkey when he steals the sword from the artist. We can add an attempted murder charge and another count of excessive force when the guards throw various lethal weapons at Aladdin. We can add 1 count of vandalism when the guard's useless ass aim hits the fish. We can also add 1 count of reckless endangerment against Aladdin for when the guards run into a man as he attempts to escape from them. We can also add a vandalism charge and a reckless endangerment charge against Aladdin for when the guards jump on the pile of dirt. As Aladdin finishes his bread, he sees a wealthy prince named Ahmed who whiplashes at a mother and son, which is 2 counts of assault. Aladdin intervenes, but he gets pushed by Ahmed, which is 1 count of assault, and another count of animal cruelty as Abu the monkey was also hurt. That Ahmed guy was also attacked by a pet tiger, which is 1 count of aggravated assault. In a beautiful temple, Princess Jasmine is being berated by her father Sultan for not getting married. He asks Jafar for help on the matter, only to get brainwashed into giving away a sacred family possession known as the Blue Diamond. That is 1 count of theft, as Sultan was brainwashed by Jafar into granting him the diamond. A case can be made that he cannot properly consent to bestowing his items to another person, as he is under the spell of brainwashing. I'll add another count of coercion because Sultan did not have the free will to make his own choice on whether or not he should give away his ring. I will charge Sultan with 1 count of animal cruelty when he hands a cracker to Iago the bird, who chokes on it and has an uncomfortable reaction to the cracker. Aladdin and Abu take 2 watermelons from a small business owner, which is 2 counts of theft. Princess Jasmine arrives at the Agrabah marketplace and hands an apple to a poor hungry little boy, which upsets an angry business owner named Farouk, who grabs her and tries to cut her hand off, which is 1 count of aggravated assault. The monkey also tries to steal from this Farouk guy's pocket, so that is 1 count of theft. Abu is also caught with a bunch of apples and gold, which is yet another count of theft. Jasmine and Aladdin meet each other and fall in love. Aladdin takes her to his place only for 3 guards to barge into his home, which I will add a burglary charge, as they had no reason to track down Aladdin and Jasmine in the first place, as no crime was committed. I mean, the apple she took from Farouk's business was returned. Aladdin tries to escape the guards, only for that Razul guy to strangle him, which is 1 count of aggravated assault. The guards capture Aladdin, and Jasmine tries to free him, but gets pushed away, which is 1 count of assault. I'll add 6 counts of conspiracy for all 6 guards, as the capture of Aladdin was an orchestrated and meticulously planned act. Jasmine goes to Jafar and pleads for him to release Aladdin, but he refuses and brutally shuts the door on Iago the bird, which is 2 counts of animal cruelty. Aladdin is now chained up in a concrete box, which is 1 count of kidnapping. Abu frees him, but a cellmate disguised as Jafar, which is 1 count of identity fraud, tells Aladdin to go to the Cave of Wonders and bring him the magic lamp, as Jafar is very obsessed with that lamp and wants to get his hands on it. Aladdin goes to the cave and finds a lot of luxurious items. Aladdin finds the magic lamp, but Abu the monkey takes a ruby, which is 1 count of theft. This makes the cave very angry and everything erupts in flames, with Aladdin and Abu escaping the flames. But Aladdin falls and holds onto the cave as a disguised Jafar tries to kill him, after Aladdin gives him the magic lamp, but Abu intervenes, saving Aladdin's life. They still end up falling into the dangerous cave, but a flying magic carpet saves them from dying. That is 2 counts of kidnapping and false imprisonment, as Aladdin was the chosen one worthy enough to enter the cave, but was held captive against his will when he tried to escape. We'll add 2 counts of attempted murder, as the fiery flames were controlled by the cave's tiger who tried to kill Aladdin and Abu after the theft of the ruby. We can also add 1 count of scamming, as Jafar promised Aladdin a reward for the lamp only to not deliver on his promises, and instead try to kill him. We can add 2 counts of attempted murder, as he tried to kill Aladdin with a knife and threw Abu the monkey into a deadly cave. They are now trapped in that cave, but Abu retrieves the lamp from Jafar and it transforms into a genie. The genie introduces himself with a musical, and he summons 13 people armed with swords surrounding Aladdin, which is 1 count of false imprisonment and another count of attempted murder. Also an aiding and abetting charge against the genie, as he summoned the pirates who could have easily killed Aladdin. The genie sets off a bunch of explosives, which is 1 count of illegal possession of explosives, 1 count of property destruction, and reckless endangerment, as those bombs could have easily killed Aladdin. He then whiplashes Aladdin, which is 1 count of assault. He also transforms into a tornado and swirls all the performers around, which I will add 33 counts of assault. It is unknown if these people died from their injuries, so I will not add murder charges. I couldn't count specifically how many people were sucked into that tornado, but I think it is safe to assume all of those performers were sucked into that tornado, so we'll add 33 charges of assault against the genie, as it is unknown if these performers were killed or that is simply a part of their ritual and they can be transformed back at any time. I don't know. The genie gets Aladdin out of the cave and says he can grant 3 wishes. He tells the genie that he wishes for Jasmine to fall in love with him, but the genie says that he can't make anyone fall in love. So he pulls out a manual that has a chicken he pulls out and proceeds to strangle and throw away, which is an animal cruelty charge. He also pulls out a crab and throws it away, which is another count of animal cruelty. Also, a man brandishes a knife at the genie, which is assault with a deadly weapon. Aladdin wishes to become a prince to woo Jasmine, and the genie grants that wish. Aladdin is now given a makeover as a new prince, and Abu is also given a makeover, which transforms him into various animals. Aladdin animal cruelty charges performing genetic mutations and harmful experiments on animals can pose a serious risk to their safety, which is illegal. Jafar and Sultan are discussing who should marry Princess Jasmine. Sultan says only a prince can marry her daughter, but he ends up getting brainwashed by Jafar into thinking otherwise, as Jafar wants to marry Jasmine. That is 1 count of coercion. Aladdin is now a prince, and the genie introduces yet another musical. During the musical, he pushes 2 people out of the way, which is 2 counts of assault. He also shoves a tube down someone's throat, which is 1 count of assault. He also grabs 2 strangers, which is 2 counts of assault. He also briefly pushes 2 other guys, which is 2 counts of assault. He also shoves 4 people, which is 4 counts of assault. He also transforms into a boy who slashes at a random kid with a sword, which all count as assault. An elephant Abu barges into the palace, which is a burglary charge, as Abu was not permitted to enter the premises of that property, even though he is proclaimed royalty. He still should have informed them about his visit instead of simply barging in. He also gets an animal cruelty charge for slamming the door on Iago the bird. Aladdin introduces himself as a prince, but Jasmine does not want to be married to a rich guy, so she storms off. Aladdin decides to approach her again. That magic carpet actually gets her pretty turned on and earns him a date with the princess. The date ends with the 2 making out, and Aladdin happily relaxes, but he is suddenly captured by 4 guards and he sees Abu kidnapped as well. The guards put him in shackles and he is whacked in the head, which gets him unconscious. The guards throw him across the sea, leaving him to drown. He thankfully has the lamp with him, so he summons the genie, wishing for his life to be saved, which the genie ends up doing. Now I counted 1 count of kidnapping for Aladdin. We can add 5 conspiracy charges for Jafar and the guards. We can add 1 count of attempted murder for Razul knocking him out and trying to drown him. Jasmine tells her father Sultan about the wonderful time she had with Aladdin, only for Jafar to brainwash Sultan into telling her to marry him. That is 1 count of coercion. Jasmine tells Jafar she doesn't want to marry him and gets him kicked out of the palace. Jafar and Iago are at a lair and dispose of dangerous weapons, which I'll add 8 counts of possession of dangerous weapons. Jafar also strangles Iago the bird, which is 1 count of animal cruelty. Aladdin is in the palace when he hears a voice sounding similar to Jasmine's, which lures him out of the palace. It was Iago the bird who beat up a flamingo. Iago enters the palace and steals the lamp, which is 1 count of theft, and another count of burglary, as he was not allowed to enter the palace as he was kicked out alongside Jafar. Jasmine and Aladdin are officially a couple, which excites the city of Agrabah, but Jafar has some very sinister plans and he summons the genie from the stolen lamp. He grabs his goatee and steps on him, which is 1 count of assault. He wishes to be the new sultan, and his wish is granted, which gives him special powers that allow him to rip the palace apart, which is 1 count of vandalism. He steals Sultan's clothes, which is 1 count of theft. He then wishes for the genie to make him the most powerful person in the city of Agrabah, and it is granted. He also brainwashes Sultan and Jasmine to worship him, which I'll count as assault for the zap, and a coercion charge for the brainwashing. He also uses his powers to shrink the tiger, which is 1 count of animal cruelty. He also uses his powers to zap Aladdin, which is 1 count of assault. He then steals Aladdin's outfits, which is 1 count of theft. He uses his powers to lift Aladdin and slap him, which is 1 count of assault. He traps Aladdin in a castle and sends him away. That is 1 count of kidnapping. Aladdin was thrown in a snowstorm, and he finds Abu buried in the snow nearly unconscious, which is 1 count of animal cruelty. He finds a carpet that flies him back to Agrabah, where Sultan is tied up and restrained against his will, which is false imprisonment. Jafar has a forced marriage against Jasmine that she cannot consent to, which I'll add 1 count of coercion, which happens with intimidation or use of threats to force someone to act against their will, and I think it applies in this situation. Jasmine pretends to fall in love with Jafar to distract him from Aladdin, who tries to take the lamp back, but he gets zapped, which is 1 count of assault. Jafar zaps Jasmine, which gets her trapped in an hourglass, which is 1 count of kidnapping. Abu is also zapped, which is assault and animal cruelty. Jafar transforms into a snake and attacks Aladdin, which is attempted murder. He, however, makes a stupid mistake when he wishes to be a powerful genie, which gets Aladdin to take the lamp and trap Jafar inside of it. Aladdin's final wish is to free the genie from the lamp that contained him for so long, and the movie ends with Jasmine and Aladdin living happily as a married couple. How many crimes were committed during the chaotic quest to obtain some magic lamp? Well, let's take a look at the charges. I counted 163 charges in Aladdin, 17 counts of animal cruelty, 4 counts of murder, 16 counts of theft, 4 counts of reckless endangerment, 7 counts of vandalism, 3 counts of aiding and abetting, 26 counts of assault, 8 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of excessive force, 37 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 5 counts of coercion, 3 counts of burglary, 10 counts of conspiracy, 5 counts of kidnapping, 1 count of identity fraud, 3 counts of false imprisonment, 1 count of scamming, 1 count of illegal possession of explosives, and 8 counts of possession of dangerous weapons. The most serious charges were murder, burglary, and kidnapping, with a sentence of 10 years to life in prison. The least serious charges were identity fraud, possession of dangerous weapons, and vandalism, with a sentence of 1 to 2 years in prison. The most common criminal charges were aggravated assault, theft, and animal cruelty. The character who committed the worst crimes was Jafar, with 48 criminal charges including attempted murder and kidnapping, which add up to a life sentence. I'll give the Judge Hammer Award for the best crime in the movie to the kidnapping of Jasmine in the hourglass, as I think it was really cool seeing her trapped inside of it, and it really showed just how crazy some of Jafar's powers can be. The Rusty Stick Award for the worst crime in the movie will go to Gazim's murder confessions, because I'm not even sure if I should have even counted that, as it wasn't shown in the movie. That is it. Aladdin was an animated Disney movie released in 1992. Next time I'll take a look at Beauty and the Beast. This is Skizzy Battles signing out.